What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome officially to our first ever modded College Football 27 series. In a video recently on the channel, I don't know if it was the last video on the channel or if it was a couple videos ago, depending on when I upload these, but I made a video going over kind of the basics of how to mod College Football 27 on PC. So if you have the capable equipment to do it with your computer, your PC and everything, and you have the game on EA Play and all that kind of stuff, you can mod the game. You can follow that tutorial. You can also follow Shady Mike Gaming's tutorial. He taught me how to do it. So if you want to go follow that, then do that as well. But I have a video on my channel that goes over kind of the basics of the rundown of how to do it and some of the mods that I like to use and all that kind of stuff. So go check that out. And we are actually using one of those mods today for our first ever modded series, and that is going to be the College Football 2007 mod. There is a mod on the Discord, the college modding community Discord page, that takes it back 20 years, basically, to 2007. Tim Tebow, Chris Johnson, CJ2K, James Laurinaitis, Chris Long, Colt Brennan, the guys that were at the top of college football in that era, which is like the era that I grew up with, is what this mod is all about. And importantly, for future proofing and for maximum immersion, we have a tool that's going to allow us every year to import the next year's draft class. So Julio Jones, Terrell Pryor, those guys are in this year's draft class. We'll get draft classes eventually that have Andrew Luck and RG3, and they have Odell Beckham Jr. and Aaron Donald. We're going to have all of these guys in the draft classes coming in the future. So how we're going to do this is so that we can get through as many draft classes or as many recruiting classes as possible. If I say draft classes, I apologize. As many recruiting classes as possible, is we're going to be doing the classic one season per video save. That's how we're going to do it. So we're going to jump in. We're going to quick manage a few games here and there so we can get some gameplay, obviously. And then we're going to get through a full season in one video, go through the off season, go through recruiting and all that kind of stuff. And then that way we can see as many of the recruiting classes as possible so we can see as many of the players as possible. Maybe down the line I'll do a more in-depth series where we go through like game by game, like we do with Wisconsin or with Golden Bay. Maybe we'll do something like that. But for right now, I just want to kind of see the recruiting classes. I want to see all the players, who we can get, who we can't get. So I'm going to do it this way, and this way we can get through many seasons per episode or per series, and we can see a bunch of stuff. So this first one, since it's the very first one, and since it's all the way back in 2007, I chose to do my favorite team, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Yes, we're going to have a lot of available NIL. We're going to have a lot of available resources. Our grades are going to be good. So it's not like I'm starting at the bottom trying to recruit some of these 5 stars, but this is just the first one. I wanted to experience my favorite team back in this era with James Laurinaitis, with Beanie Wells, with Brian Hartline, with all these guys that I grew up loving and watching. I wanted to play with them. So the first series will be the Ohio State Buckeyes. If we do this again with another team, we'll choose somebody a little bit lower tier, maybe like a 3-star or 2-star team, and try to rebuild them. But yeah, for the first one, I wanted to be the Ohio State Buckeyes, so we're going to be the Ohio State Buckeyes. So let's get into it. It is year number 1, the 2007 season. I am so excited for this. I have been waiting for this for so long, and now I finally have the ability to do it. So we're going to do it. I cannot wait. I hope you guys are unbelievably excited because I know I am. If you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more. Join the Juice Club. We've got modding content on the channel now. Everybody loves a good modded content. So let's get into it. I am so excited. And here we are. We are here with Jim Tressel. Now, I understand that Jim Tressel doesn't look necessarily very like Jim Tressel does in real life, but these are the limitations of the mod that we have to work with. So not everything can be 100% perfect because they're also working with what EA Sports give them as a template. So it's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's about as good as you can get. And you'll notice some of the recruits don't look necessarily like what they should. We'll get into that in a little bit, but again, we're working with limited things because that's just what the mod has right now. Maybe they'll update it in the future. I don't know, but as of right now, this is what it's good, and it's unbelievably good as where it stands right now. So even updating in the future would be just adding on top of what is already pretty fantastic. So shout out to these modders, man. They are legendary. And if you want to know how I set this up, and you want to do it yourself, remember, there is a video down below in the description. I'll probably link it there, and there's also a video just on the channel going in depth on how to set this up it goes more in depth than what I'm going to talk about here. So how to mod it, how to set everything up, that go check out that video if you want to do this yourself, if you have the necessary equipment, which is just like a decent gaming PC that can run College Football 27. Basically, that's basically all you need. So, and obviously you need a copy of the game on EA Play. So we are here week 0 because I wanted to set up the recruiting board with you guys so we can go over some of the recruits. But this is what the team looks like from 2007. We'll go over some of the big name players across college football, obviously, but we've got Vernon Golston, James Laurinaitis, and I did give James Laurinaitis some tattoos because I don't know if he had tattoos in college, but obviously he gets a bunch of them in the NFL, so I just gave him the tattoos nowadays because he looks cooler with them. So James Laurinaitis is here. I love James. He's one of my favorite players of all time. James Laurinaitis is a freak. And I think, fun fact, the leading tackler in St. Louis Rams history, pretty sure that's true. Brian Robisky, Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame head coach, Marcus Freeman, Cameron Hayward, who's still in the NFL right now playing for the Steelers, Beanie Wells, Larry Grant, Steve Raring. I mean, these just bring back memory. Brian Hartline, head coach of USF, Malcolm Jenkins is a stud, Kurt Coleman I used to love a lot, Jake Ballard, Alex Boone. I mean, there's so many names on here, so many names. I love this. This is just like, this is my bread and butter right here. This is the good stuff. If we go to the entire college football landscape, we can take a look at some of the big names across the league or across the country that we're going to be playing this year. Quarterbacks, we got Matt Ryan at BC. We got Tim Tebow. We've got Joe Flacco at Delaware. We've got Colt Brennan, rest in peace. Brian Brome, whoever have you say his name. Matt Flynn with a giant forehead. Colt McCoy as a sophomore. We've got Eric Ainge. We got Josh Freeman, Curtis Painter, Pat White with 95 speed or 93 speed, 95 excel. Unbelievable. Matt Stafford's here. Chad Henne, Andre Woodson, Sam Bradford, Graham Harrell, one of the best college quarterbacks of all time, statistically. Zach Robinson's a great player in college. Dennis Dixon, Todd Reesing, Colin Kaepernick. There's so many names. If you could scroll for hours and find names that you recognize. Chase Daniel, I think, is like the offensive coordinator on an NFL team or a college team, something like that. Kevin O'Connell is here. Minnesota Vikings head coach. Brian Hoyer. Caleb Haney. You've got Julian Edelman. Yes, he was a quarterback at Kent State before going to the NFL, where Belichick turned him into a wide receiver. Sean Glennon. You've got John David Booty. General Booty's, I think it's his uncle. Something, he's related to him somehow, obviously. Case Keenum, the greatest quarterback statistically in college football history with the passing yards. You've got unbelievable names. Mark Sanchez, Jake Locker. I mean, it just keeps going and going and going and going. You could go forever. Rest in peace, Ryan Mallett. You got TJ Yates. Just, it's unbelievable. Tyrod Taylor. I could go literally forever. Juice Williams. I hate Juice Williams. Jimmy Clausen looks like an ostrich. You got so many names. Greg McElroy. I could go forever. Let's move on to another position. Jonathan Stewart at running back. Darren McFadden. Jamal Charles with 96 speed. Rashard Mendenhall. Chris Johnson. Man, Illinois was kind of loaded up back in the day. Kevin Smith. Ray Rice. Punching his girlfriend. Not yet, but he will. Felix Jones. Steve Slayton. Matt Forte. Noshawn Moreno. I'm going to pass out how awesome this roster is. CJ Spiller, Arian Foster. I hate Mike Hart, man. I hate him with a passion. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, Patriot legend, Beanie Wells, like we mentioned on the Ohio State roster. And this is just the guys in the roster. Just wait till we add in the recruits when it gets going. It's going to be fantastic. At fullback, we got Peyton Hillis, obviously. He's here. At wide receiver, you got Deshaun Jackson with 97 speed, 98 excel. Brian Robrisky, Mike Thomas, Donnie Avery, Limas Swede, Malcolm Kelly, Percy Harvin with 99 speed, 98 acceleration. Oh my God. Devin Thomas. And I didn't even show you, if we go all the way down to Florida, Cam Newton is the backup quarterback at Florida. So there he is. Cam Newton is in the game. He's in the roster. I don't know if he'll transfer. What is his deal breaker? Does he have a deal breaker? I don't know if he has a deal breaker. He might not. But he could transfer. You never know. But you got to remember, back in 2007, players didn't transfer as often or as frequently as they do nowadays. It was a lot different. So we'll see how that affects everything. But if we go to the national side of things, and we go back to wide receivers, we scroll down a couple more. You got Stevie Johnson, Jordy Nelson, Andre Caldwell, Eddie Royal, Harry Douglas, Devon Bess, DHB, Austin Collie, Early Doucette, Mario Manningham. Hate Mario Manningham. Taekwon Underwood, Earl Bennett. I mean, there's just name after name. Danny Amendola. I love a good Dola. There's just name after name. Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is in this roster, ladies and gentlemen. I hope he transfers. I hope he transfers to Ohio State. That'd be sick. Tight ends, you've got Dustin Keller, Martellus Bennett, Jacob Tammy. Is it Tammy or Tammy? I never knew. Gary Barnage, Dennis Pita, John Carlson, Ed Dixon. Fantastic tight ends. I'm sure you get some younger guys down here if you kept scrolling. Just unbelievable name after name after name. You got Jared Cook, Jermaine Gresham, Connor Barwin, which I didn't realize was a tight end, but he obviously goes to the edge. Jermichael Finley, Tony Moaki. Just unbelievable. Offensive lineman, Jake Long, Ryan Clady, Jeff Ota, Goster Cherilus, John Greco. Some amazing guards. You got centers like Alex Mack and John Sullivan, Eric Wood. God, this is just a fantastic. I'm so happy. I'm in cloud nine right now. Jeremy Zuta. On the edge, you got Chris Long. You got Tyson Jackson. You've got Cliff Averill. Some just name after name after name after name after name in this roster. It's so awesome. I love it so much. Cole Misi, Vernon Golston, Quentin Groves, Brandon Graham, Robert Ayers, Greg Hardy before he punched his girlfriend. Did he punch his girlfriend or did he threw his girlfriend on a bed full of guns? I know that. I don't remember if he punched her though. Probably did. Brian Arakpo, Jermaine Cunningham. I was a huge Jermaine Cunningham fan coming out of college. I thought he was going to be the next freak. That's why I'm not a college scout. Who else do we got here? Calais Campbell's down here, still in the NFL. You got some insane names. Glenn Dorsey. Who doesn't love a good BJ? I mean, come on. BJ Raji's in here. You got Geno Atkins, Pat Sims, Cedric Ellis. It's just overwhelming, honestly, to see all these guys. Sean Lee, Aaron Curry at linebacker. Fantastic stuff, man. Fantastic, fantastic stuff. Mike linebackers, you got Gerard Mayo, Curtis Lofton, obviously James, Brandon Spikes, Philip Wheeler, just Maluga. This is back when USC had some studs on their defense. Fantastic things are happening right now. Keith Rivers was also there. Geno Hayes, Marcus Freeman, like we mentioned. It's fantastic. This is so good. I love this so much. Aqib Talib at corner. You got Tracy Porter, Leotis McKelvin, Mike Jenkins, Alfonso Smith. Again, name after name. Charles Godfrey. Just name after name after name after name after name. Free safeties, Craig Steltz, William Moore, Marcus Griffin, Quentin Demps. And then at strong safety, you got Patrick Chung. He likes the cocaine. Kenny Phillips, Tom Zibikowski. I'd never know how to say his name or pronounce it. Absolute amazingness. And then kickers, you got Pat McAfee in here. Yes, he was a kicker before he transitioned to punter in the NFL. Thomas Morstead, Ryan Suckup, John Sullivan. I mean, a lot of these guys are just like household names. Graham Gano, Kai Forbath. This is a good era of kickers, that's for sure. And then punters, you got Kevin Huber, Brett Kern, Zoltan Mesko, Brian Anger, Britton Colquitt. I mean, this is some great punter names too. A lot of guys that people would recognize. And then we are back to the Nationals. So that's just the tip of the iceberg of what this roster has. If we go over here to recruiting, let's do some recruiting. We go to the prospect list. We have Terrell Pryor. Yes, Terrell Pryor is a white guy. I can't help that. I wonder if you can change it. I don't know for sure. We're going to test that out. But Terrell Pryor is in this. Mike Adams is here. These are all just the recommended guys from Ohio State because I'm Ohio State. But if we go to like the top prospects in the game, you got Nigel Bradham, you've got Darrell Scott. I don't know if they're ranked by how they were ranked in real life. Because back in the day, they didn't have like 24/7 sports doing this. So I don't know for sure. There's EJ Manuel. I don't know for sure if like back in the day in the 2007 draft class or 2008 recruiting class, if Nigel Bradham was the number one player. I'm not sure. He could have been. But you've got so many people. I mean, it's just, you'll recognize a lot of these guys, obviously. Sabino, for some reason, doesn't want to come play for me, even though he played at Ohio State, so that's a little bad. not great. But there is one player in here that I want to show you. He's probably the jewel of the class. Here he is. Julio Jones. Now, AJ Green's in here too, but he is apparently already committed to Florida State, so we can't even go after him. I guess, congratulations. Congratulations, Aurora. But Julio Jones is here. Yes, that Julio Jones. So obviously we're going to be going after him. But let's build our board. Let's build the board here because I want to have some fun. So let's go to quarterback. We're obviously going to get Terrell Pryor. That's pretty obvious. Top prospects, go to quarterback. We got Dane Christ, who I think goes to Notre Dame. Did he go to Notre Dame? I think he did. We're not going to put him on the board, though. We're going to put Terrell Pryor, obviously, on the board because I want Terrell Pryor. I'll even put EJ Manuel on the board. Why not? Why not put EJ Manuel on the board? He was a decent quarterback at Florida State. Is there anybody else here that I would absolutely want to go after? I'm not sure how deep it goes. I was reading some of the like the notes from the modder, and there's Mike Glennon. I was reading some of the Blaine Gabberts right there. Andrew Luck is here. Oh my God, Andrew Luck, absolutely get on my team right now. But I was reading some of the notes, and he said that they have a ton. They have like over 1,100 recruits in each class, but they don't have like every single person. So there might be some people that we just don't see, but that's okay because they have a lot of like the big name guys. I wonder, was Andrew Luck and RG3 in the same class? I know they went in the same draft class together, but I don't know if they were in the same John Elway. Oh, it's Jack Elway. I don't think they were in the same high school recruiting class, unless RG3 was a lower ended recruit, which I don't see him. And thankfully, we're Ohio State, so we can put all the resources we need into getting a bunch of fun players, which will make this series even more fun. So, is there any other quarterbacks that I want to add? Kind of sucks that we can't go after AJ Green. He already chose Florida State. I guess he just really wanted to go there. He really, really wanted to go there. I'm not seeing any other quarterbacks that I absolutely have to have. And I'm assuming these guys might be auto-generated. I'm not recognizing any of these names. So we might have passed like the reach of all the real players. Unless I'm just missing some names. I don't recognize any of these names, but that doesn't mean they're not real. Let's move on to the running back position. You got Daryl Sky. You got Jeremy. Is it Jeremy? Jeremy? I don't know how to say that name, honestly. Who do we want to add to this running back? Andre Ellington? That could be a fun one. Who do we want to add? Obviously, I'm going to stick to like some big name guys just for the fun of the series. But who do we want to add to this recruiting class? Jeremy Hills, is that not the LSU running back? I think that might be the LSU running back. British Footman? That is a legendary name. I'm going to add him on the board just for that name alone. That's a crazy name. I love that name, actually. British Footman. Is there anybody else here that I might want to add? Jonas Gray. I'm assuming that's the same Jonas Gray as who played for the Patriots and had like one great game and then missed practice and was cut from the team. It was insane. Is that Mark Ingram? That might be the same Mark Ingram. We'll add him to the board just in case it is. Some of these guys I might have to Google just to make sure that they're in this class so I can figure it out. I think that might be all the running backs. We can't add everybody, obviously, because we only have 35 spots, and I want to add a bunch of other guys, so we can't add everybody. But we can try. Let's go to wide receivers, because obviously we're going to be adding Julio Jones. I mean, that's a guarantee. So Julio Jones will be out of this board. Jonathan Baldwin. Do I want you? Paul Minor. We can get Paul Minor, possibly. We can add him. And then DeAndre Brown. Let's add DeAndre Brown to the list. What other wide receivers do we have? We got Marvin Jones. I'm guessing that's the same Marvin Jones. Bryce Butler. Who else do we got down here? There's probably going to be some decent names. There's Jake Stoneburner, who also went to Ohio State, but has a deal breaker for coach prestige that we can't get. I also want to keep the Buckeye. I want to get most of the Buckeyes that they actually get in real life. At least the huge name guys. Who else is down this board that I might want to add to the list? Jerry Johnson. I'm not seeing any other names that I recognize. I might just be missing over them. But I think those top wide receivers are probably who we want to go after. Is that Travis Benjamin down there? It is Travis Benjamin. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. And we go to tight ends. We've got Blake Isles, Aylas. You got Middleton, Brandon Moore. What kind of tight ends are we looking at here? Dwayne Allen. I think that's the Dwayne Allen that goes to Clemson. He obviously doesn't look like the Dwayne Allen that goes to Clemson, but I'm pretty sure that's him. So I might add him to the board. I was a huge Dwayne Allen guy. I had a was it a rookie card of his? I can't remember exactly. I had a football card of his. Kyle Rudolph's right here, who I think went to Notre Dame, if I'm not mistaken. Michael Rivera. I think that's a real person. That name sounds familiar. I'm not sure how deep the tight ends go, so we might just go back up to the top. We're not like in desperate need of a tight end, so it's not like we have to have somebody uh, at the top here. I keep hitting the wrong button. Offensive tackles: Tyler Love, Mike Adams, definitely got to add. Matt Khalil. Anybody else? Anybody else that I may or may not recognize? I don't recognize any of these names, but that just doesn't mean they're not real. Tyrone Smith, I recognize that name. Add him to the board. What about offensive guards? Oh, I need to add 2 more tackles to this board, so I might as well keep scrolling and see if I can find some more guys. Nick Becton, I think that's a real guy. The name sounds familiar. I know Mekhi Becton, obviously, but I think Nick Becton's a real guy, too. Who else do we got? Any other big-time names? Not that I'm seeing. We might as well just add a couple of guys at the top here, like Tyler Love. We can add we can have Dan O'Neal because he's third. We're third on his board, so we might as well add him. And then to the guard section, you got Matt Meyer. We can add to the board. Josh Jenkins, Daniel Campbell, Nick Flowers, Ed David. Ooh, that might be the Jonathan Martin that gets bullied. I think that might be him. Gets bullied by what's his face? Why am I blanking on his name? The big chubby dude, Kevin Zeitler. Not Kevin Zeitler. The big chubby dude from the Dolphins. Incognito. Richie Incognito, that's who it was. I couldn't think of his name. Let's see. Anybody else down here? Joey Madsen. Miguel Vargas. Kona Cookus. Let's add one more guard up here at the top, like Daniel Campbell, sure. And then centers, you got Michael Brewster, who we definitely want to have on this team. Finau Fatu, maybe he's part of the bloodline, who knows? James Ferentz, Kyle Quinn. That might be the only one that I need to add at the center position. What about off the edge? Off the edge, you got RJ Washington. We'll add him to the board because he's a big-time 5-star. Daquan Bowers, certainly want to add him to the board. Malik Jackson, Keith Wells. There's got to be some big-time names down here. Cameron Boozer. There's Robert Quinn. We'll add him to the board. I'm really just looking for like real name. The Marcel Darius for sure. I'm looking for like the huge name guys. Whitney Merciless. What about defensive tackle? Marcus Forston, Omar Hunter, Stacy McGee. Stacy McGee's a real guy. Or at least a decently big name guy. Miles McFadden. Is that Eric Armstead? No, he's not here yet. He will be soon, but he's not here yet. Randall, Lawrence Guy, Jarrell Casey, Corey Leggett. Add him to the board. I'm going to run out of spots. I'm already at 30. I haven't even gotten to the linebackers yet. Outside linebacker, there's Nigel Bradham. Definitely want to add him to the board. Arthur Brown, Juan Lossman, Emmanuel Acho. Cordy Upshaw's pretty cool, but I can't add him to the board if I find some other guys that I want to add. I really hate that I can't do Sabino. We're at the top of his board, but we have bad coach prestige. That's so stupid. Maybe we can change that. I think there's a thing I can go in and change coach prestige. So I might have to fix that. Because Jim Tressel should have pretty good coach prestige. At this point, he's already won a national title. He's played another one. So we probably should have pretty decent coach prestige. Ooh, Dante Hightower, absolutely. Sterling Lucas player. I don't know why it says player there. Must mean something. What about corner? We got 2 spots left. 2 spots left. BJ Scott, Connor Kane, Patrick Peterson? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Janoris Jenkins? I'm running out of spots. I'm running out of spots. There's so many people that I want. Let me take a look at safeties, make sure that there's not anybody that I have to have. And then I might just add Janoris Jenkins. It looks like these guys are all not super important. Nick Moody, Spencer Adams. Yeah, I think I can just add Janoris Jenkins. I think that'll be good. We've already got Peterson on there. And where'd he go? Did I pass him already? I did pass him already. There he is. Janoris Jenkins. Okay, so that's 35 guys on this board. That's a lot of guys on this board. And we didn't even add the Sabino. I do want to add Sabino. Is there a way that I can change that? I may need to look into that a little bit. Because I think there's a way we can change all that kind of stuff in the fantasy file. What's our schedule look like even? We're taking on FCS Northwest, Akron, Washington, Northwestern Minnesota. Is this a conference game? It is. Or the Washington game is not a conference game. I think they changed the conferences back because it's 2007. So if we go to the conference standings, the Big Ten should be pretty small. Yeah, we don't even have Rutgers or Maryland in here because they hadn't moved in yet. So the Big Ten is pretty small, and then the Pac-12 should be, or the Pac-10 is here. So you got all the teams back in. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. All right, is there? I think there might be a way. Let me see if I can figure something out about fixing the coach prestige because Jim Tressel should have some better coach prestige. So let me do a little bit of research. Okay, so I did some research and I couldn't find any mod or modding tool, anything that would help change the like the abilities for Jim Tressel to like make him not have bad coach trust or anything like that. Because if we go over here to Sabine or Etienne Sabino, whatever his name is, we try to find him. I think is he a Mike? Yeah, there he is. So Sabino has deal breaker for coach prestige. We have D, but we need to have B, which we should have B, but apparently we don't. So I don't know why we have bad coach trust or coach prestige, even though we've won a national championship. So, it's because our coordinators have bad, or we have an F. Why are we so bad at coach prestige? I don't know. So I couldn't find a tool to help me fix that. So we're just not going to get Sabino, which is okay. But let's go through and actually start recruiting. So Terrell Pryor, How good are you going to be? I think we know how good you're going to be. Only 89 speed? Really? Terrell Pryor is one of the fastest quarterbacks I've ever seen. But he's a stud. We're going to offer him a scholarship. We're going to pay him about 150 because we're Ohio State. We can pay people. And obviously, this is back in the day when NIL wasn't a thing, at least not legally. So we're just going to have to go without it or just do with it how we are. And ooh, 94 throw power for EJ Manuel. I respect it. I'll recruit you as well. Why not? I got the cash. And then obviously Andrew Luck, unbelievable. Fantastic player. I certainly want you. And he obviously wants to go to Stanford. He's not going to Stanford. Sorry about your luck, big dog. You ain't going to the big Stanford. What kind of running backs do I want to get? Andre Ellington could be fun. What kind of speed does he have? He's got 85 speed. Jeremy Hills, Mark Ingram, 85 speed, 89 acceleration. Not really what I was looking for, but I'll still offer you, Scott. You're not that expensive. We'll see if we can get you. And then British Footman. That's a crazy name. I like that name a lot. I'll offer him a scholarship just because his name's British Footman. And then Jeremy Hills doesn't have a lot. Man, none of these running backs really have a lot of speed. And he's a busted gem. Interesting. Let's see. Julio Jones, we're obviously going to go after. I don't even really need to scout him, but I will scout him just for the fun of it. I'm going to put so much money into him. I will give him whatever he needs. You can have my house, Julio. I will give you my house if you want. Paul Miner, how good are you? 85 speed. He looks okay. He's really just a speed guy. And then DeAndre Brown, also not the fastest guy in the world. He's 6'6" though. These guys are tall. 6'5", 6'6". These are some beefy dogs right here. I might as well offer DeAndre Brown a contract or a NIL and then give him 25. We'll see what we can do with that. What about tight end? You got Dwayne Allen. You got Kyle Rudolph. Gem for Dwayne Allen. I'm probably not going to be able to scout everybody, especially if I'm putting 50 hours in on everybody, which I'm probably not going to, but I want to go after Kyle Rudolph. I'll toss 25 on him, and then I want to go after Dwayne Allen. He's not that expensive, thankfully, so we'll go after him, and we'll put 25 on him as well. Offensive line, we want Mike Adams for sure. I probably won't be able to scout these guys. Let's go 150 on Mike Adams and toss a big 50 piece in on him. Matt Khalil, same deal. We'll go pretty expensive for him and toss a 50 piece. And then I think Tyron Smith will also go pretty expensive on and give him a 50 piece as well. So that's already 150 or 150 hours just spent on 3 guys. Kevin Zeitler. I wonder if I can change these guys the way that they look when they actually get on the team. I'm not sure. I may be able to. There may be a way that I can do that. Michael Brewster, got to get in on him. Daquan Bowers. Who do I want to go after on the edge? Because I am running out of hours, unfortunately. So I got plenty of money, just running out of hours. Nigel Bradham. I think I do want to go after Nigel Bradham because he is the #1 player in the entire country. So I think that could be fun to have. And then Dante Hightower would be super fun. So go after him. He doesn't want any NIL money. See if we can get on him. Patrick Peterson. Definitely want to offer him a scholarship. I may be able to just offer scholarships to everybody and not be able to actually like recruit them. That might be what I have to do. Norris Jenkins, Hightower, Emmanuel Acho, Stacy McGee. Let's go after... We're in top 5 for RJ Washington. Let's go after Marcel Darius. Offer him a scholarship. Give him 25. And then Daquan Bowers, we will go offer scholarship. 125, and then I only have 10 hours left. So unfortunately, that's all I can do. And now I can't even offer scholarships because I'm out of hours. So that's all the recruiting I can do, but I think we did some good stuff. I probably didn't need to scout everybody. I probably went a little bit too hard on scouting people, but you know what? It's pretty fun. And just to see some of the guys that we have on here. Obviously, Julio Jones, I'm going to move him to the top of the board because he is top priority. Him and Terrell Pryor are probably the two top priorities. Andrew Luck's probably up there too, but those two guys are priority number 1 and number 2, I think, in this entire class. So now we can get through the season. We're probably going to... Do we want to play week 1 now? We'll probably win week 1. I'll probably only quick manage like the really important games. Like obviously the game at the end of the season. So Minor locked us out. So did Daniel Campbell. But we're doing pretty well on some of the other guys after week 0. So now we get to recruiting week. Number 1. We are number 1 on Julio Jones's board. That is huge. Look at that influence. Nobody else even offered him a scholarship. Terrell Pryor, we're going to have to battle for. Florida State really wants EJ Manuel. Andrew Luck is looking good. Andre Ellington, nobody went after. I think I'll just take off Jeremy Hills. We don't really want him. British Footman, man, we didn't even get in the race for. Okay. Paul Minor locked us out, not a big deal. Dwayne Allen, okay, we're looking good on everybody here. This is going to be a battle for Matt Khalil. Tyler Love, nobody even offered. That's kind of crazy. I can go in and offer Tyler Love then, if nobody wants him. We can steal ourselves another big-time recruit. Matt Meyer, let's get Campbell off the board. Brewster, we're looking good. Zeitler, Jonathan Martin. Nobody went after either of these guys. So don't mind if I do. I was just needed the hours back. Now that we have those hours back, I can go after more people. RJ, it might be too tough to get in on him. Daquan Bowers were the only one that offered a scholarship. So if I take off the 5 and go into a 50 piece, that should help us out. Robert Quinn, nobody went after. So we'll just offer 80 NIL and then drop a 50 piece on him. Marcel Darius, we can go switch to a 50 just to close the gap a little bit. Or widen the gap, I guess. Jarrell Casey, USC wants Jarrell Casey, but so do I. But now I have the cash, or now I have the hours to go after him. Bradham is going to be a tough one. I don't know if we're going to win that one. Dante Hightower, we need to switch up to 50. Now that we have the available funds. And Patrick Peterson is going to be a real tough one. Patrick Peterson is going to be a really tough one to get. All right, well, that is extra recruiting done. We'll see how that goes. Thankfully, the two ones that are top priority we're in good position for right now. So if we can grab Julio Jones, that would be freaking amazing. Freaking amazing. All right, so let's get started here with the season. We've got Todd Beckman starting, right, at quarterback? Yeah, Todd Beckman starting at quarterback. It's not a good year for Buckeye quarterbacks. Not until we get Terrell Pryor, Braxton Miller, that era of quarterbacks is when things start to turn around again. But we shouldn't have to jump into FCS Northwest. We should just win this game. I hope at least. If we lose to FCS Northwest, I'm going to be a little bit concerned. And we are looking good for everybody. We're first on boards. Emmanuel Acho locked us out. Jarrell Casey chose USC. Already? Already chose USC? We get Big Ten Conference. Beanie Wells, 127 yards, 20 carries. I mean, it was against FCS. I would hope so. How's recruiting looking now? We're taking on Akron. Ooh, nobody's going. Why is nobody going after Julio? That's kind of scary that nobody's going after Julio. Why do they not want Julio? I guess we'll just get him on campus for the Northwestern game to get him as soon as possible. Proximity to home is his deal breaker, which Alabama and Ohio State not really that close, but we'll take it. And then we can get Terrell Pryor on campus the same week to get that complimentary. He's from Pennsylvania, which makes more sense. EJ Manuel, we're looking good on. Andrew Luck, we're pretty much a lock to get. We only have 5 hours left. I'll take Andre Ellington off the board. We don't really need him. Footman, we're not going to get, I don't think, unless we go harder on. DeAndre Brown, Matt Khalil. No, Matt Khalil locked us out. I didn't even notice that. Darn it, Matt. How dare you? Tyler Love, we're looking good on. Dan O'Neill, I think I'm going to take off the board. Matt Meyer, do I want to go after? Maybe. Nah. Let's take Matt Meyer off the board. RJ Washington, he's going to get 2. We're going to get 2 in the weeds for that. Whitney Merciless, we can still afford to go after. So if we put some NIL on him, and then a 50 piece, we can maybe jump in the race there. Stacey McGee's looking good. Darn it, Jarrell Casey, how dare you? He only verbally committed, but that's pretty much a guarantee he's going to go to USC. So we'll take him off the board. Acho locked us out. And then Janoris Jenkins we're still in the fight for. Man, this Patrick Peterson battle is going to be tough. It is going to be a tough battle. We'll swap to a full 50 piece. We'll have to get him on campus as soon as possible. Who do I want to add 50 hours to? Dante Hightower, we're looking good on. Let's try to get after Big Dog Janoris. See if we can get after him. We got 35 hours, so we'll put 25 and then 10. All right, we will see how this goes. I'm a little bit scared. Why is nobody going after Julio? I'm terrified that nobody's going after Julio. It makes it seem too easy. Now we take on Akron. We don't need to jump in for this game either. We should just be able to win this game straight up. It is Akron at the end of the day, so let's sim ahead. Advance to week 3 of the season. We get a commit. It's Michael Brewster verbally committing. That's nice. I like that a lot, actually. Thank you, Michael. That's a 5-star, too. And now we take on Washington, who's 0-1. We lost to Akron? Hold on. What? (28-13), we lost to Akron. What? Whatever, man. Oh, my God. That's insane. We just lost to Akron. All right, so we are looking good for Julio. We're looking good for Terrell Pryor. I probably could switch to a hard sell on him. It's a A, B, and a D. We probably don't need to, especially with the week 4 visit. EJ Manuel's looking good. Andrew Luck's looking really good. Footman, I think I might need to go a little bit harder on you. Let's see what we can do there. Ingram's looking good. Brown's looking good. Dwayne Allen. All these guys are looking good. No, you can't pass me. How dare you? I will end you. You cannot have him. He is not for sale. It's probably going to be... It's either Football Influencer or it's Clocked In. I'm going to guess it's Clocked In. I could be wrong. But in case I am wrong, we're going to bump up his NIL offer, because why not? Smith. Ooh, USC is starting to make a push for Smith, which I don't like. How dare you? Let's get him on campus for the Northwestern game. We're loading up that week 4 visit. There's Michael Brewster verbally committing, so we'll add him to the board. Love to see that. Number 23 player in the country right there. Everybody else is looking really good. Darius is looking good. We still have these 2 guys that we can go after, so we don't have to worry about that. Man, this Patrick Peterson battle is going to be tough. I don't know if we can win it. I really don't. I don't know if we can win it. But Nigel Bradham, if I switch to a hard sell on you, what is your hard sell going to be? Please tell me it's just one option. Yeah, I think it is just one option. Grassroots Traditions. We'll go with that. Or Traditionalist. Hopefully that'll keep us ahead of... Who's going after him? Ball... Is that Ball... No, it's Louisville. I was going to say, why is Ball State going after... I'm trying to get used to these old school logos. This Patrick Peterson battle is probably just not going to be ours to win, which is unfortunate. I cannot believe we lost to Akron. Oh, that's insane. Losing to Akron. I mean, this isn't like the greatest Buckeye team of all time. This is well before... They did play in a national championship against Florida, obviously. They lost to Tebow and Percy Harvin and all those guys, but this is well before the Buckeyes become the Buckeyes that we know nowadays. Julio Jones verbally commits. Let's go, baby. Dante Hightower verbally commits. Nick Flowers has decommitted from somebody. That's not... We didn't even go after him. I don't know why they're telling me about that. Michael Brewster is hard committed. Patrick Peterson has chosen to lock us out. Darn it. Oh, he decommitted from Miami. Why'd they tell me that? That's weird. It's cool, but it's weird. And we won the game, thankfully. And now we have the big game. We're going to jump into this game against Northwestern because this is a big game for visit week. Tim Tebow, Colt McCoy, Mario Manningham, and Matt Flynn are in the Heisman voting right now. Interesting. Brewster is hard committed. Verbal for Julio Jones, baby. Let's go. Terrell Pryor is very close. He should commit after the week. EJ Manuel's looking good. Andrew Luck. British Footman, we can now afford to put a full 50 on you. So we will do that. Let's put the full 50 piece on you. And then a visit week, we probably should get you on a visit week. Unfortunately, we can't get you visit week before you go to Florida State. We probably should have thought about that, but we didn't. Ingram's looking good. Brown's looking good. Dwayne Allen, Rudolph. All these guys are looking really solid. I hate the fact that it's not going where we need it to go for Mike Adams. Do they have him on a visit? They have him on week 9. I'm going to take week 8 against Michigan State. We're going to swoop in because that's how much I hate that team up north. We're going to steal them. Tyrone Smith, he's on campus this week. It's looking a little sketchy, but if I switch to a hard sell, it should lock him down, especially with the visit week. So we should be able to lock that down, and he should hopefully commit. Tyler Love is looking good. That's the number 10 player in the country, by the way. Zeitler's looking good. Bowers, Robert Quinn, Marcel Darius. All these guys are still in play. Patrick Peterson, that sucks, man. Patrick Peterson not being able to get him. Janoris Jenkins is looking good. But now that we have the hours, we can afford to go after Corey Leggett and Stacey McGee. So let's put 25 on you, and then we'll do 5 here. We'll bump your NIL up. And then we'll do, whoops, not 50. We'll do 25 and 5. There we go. So we should be able to bring those guys in. We're looking good on everybody, except for Adams. It's going to be a little bit tricky to try to get a win over him. But getting Julio and Michael Brewster, 2 big-name guys that we had to get, and now we will jump in and play against Northwestern because it's a very important week. And this will be the first time we get to play with the boys. So let's jump in. Let's play the moments against Northwestern and hopefully get a big win and impress some of these recruits.
And how you doing, little partner?
Fine. And it's little visitor now. Attaboyoli is how you say it in Cherokee.
Oh, well, pardon my French, but I'll be damned.
Walker told me I have AIDS.
All right, here we are in the shoe to take on Northwestern. I still cannot believe we lost to Toledo of all teams. That is actually insane, losing to them. But look at the boys. We got Brandon Sane out there. It's looking real good. Handoff. There's Brandon Sane. Look at the big man rumble. You love to see it. Love to see it. Let's see if we can go chew clock here. Let's go with the flood play. We got Robisky. I'm looking Robisky. I think Robisky's open. Yeah, look at Robisky go. Good throw by Beckman. I think they made the character model for Robisky a little bit too dark. He was more of a lighter skin guy, but he's not dead. He is more of a lighter skin guy. That's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Let's go with the mesh spot. I probably don't need to run hurry up the whole time, but I keep trying to skip through those cutscene things, and it goes to hurry up. Let's go. Oh, that's a pick. Oh, it's not a pick. It's Robisky catching it because he's a dog. That was a little scary. That was a little bit scary. I keep running hurry up. Why do I keep running hurry up? Let me call timeout. I'm not trying to run hurry up. I'm trying to just press through the stuff, and it keeps running hurry up. Do I have, hold on, did I press the right thing? No, I have chew clock on. It's not, tempo's not on no huddle. I don't know. Weird. There's Beanie Wells. There's the Beanie. Handoff, Beanie. What a cut. Beanie Wells first down. Big dog. Big dog. Good job, Beanie. A lot of selling. It's just automatic no huddle. That's very weird. Beanie with another one. Big play, Beanie. Let's actually run hurry up this time. This time I called it. We're not really getting the plays that I want to get. How about that? How about a little more Beanie? Handoff, Beanie. Fight your way in. Can't do it. That's okay. Finally, didn't call hurry up. I don't know what the whole thing is with hurry up. Maybe it's the formation or something. Hand it off. Can't get in there. Close. Try to get in now. Handoff. Wells is in. That's not Beanie, but it's the other one. Big touchdown. Buckeyes score. You love to see it. Big third down. Make the stop. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Vernon Golson. There's threes out there. Look at him patrol in the middle. It's a big third down and 11. Northwestern can't do anything. They're going to go to the end zone. Chimney Cheekwa. Touchdown. I see that even the mods can't help the fact that the CPU has nowhere to go. That's unfortunate. Northwestern has taken a field goal lead over me. 2-minute drill gets some points. 2-minute drill gets some points. I think I just might get some points. I can't wait to have Julio on this roster next year. It's still insane to me that we have him. Small with the big catch. We got Dane Sanzenbacher. And I might hit him on this throw. Sandsy, good job. 2nd down and 5. Beanie's in the game. Let's hand it to him. Beanie, look at the moves. Look at Beanie go all the way down. Good job, Bean. The beanbag. Good job, big dog. And then let's go with an all go. Let's see if we can catch Northwestern sleeping here. We only got about a minute to go in the half. Let's just check it down. I don't like what I see. Just get the check down. I'll call my timeout here. Oh, that was my final one. I probably should pay more attention to that. That was my final one. Let's go with... What do I want to go with here? Maybe the switch. Shallow running back choice could be a nice move. Sanzenbacher. What's going to be open here? Not really a whole lot. I'm going to try to fit that in there. Ugh. Didn't really like anything there. Let's try the play action wide receiver in. I do like this route. We could try to hit Heartline across the middle. 3rd and 2. I think Heartline's going to be open on the cut. Brian, make the catch. Good job. That's a big catch from B. Hart. Let's go with the dagger smash now. Because Robisky could be open. Or Small could be down the field. But I think they got that single high safety. But Robisky's wide open, so we'll hit him. We only got 30 seconds to go. We need to get something in the end zone here. Let's go with the shock, but probably not throw the fade. We'll probably look at either Small or Heartline on the side, or throw it away. I could have hit Sanzenbacher here, but they're going to call that intentional grounding. Darn it. I probably could have hit Sanzenbacher, but wasn't sure if that was going to be what we needed to do or not. Wasn't too sure. That sucks. That does suck. Oh, it was roughing the passer. Oh, I thought it was going to be intentional grounding, but they roughed Todd Beckman. I'll take that. That helps me out a lot. That's at the 6-yard line now with 24 seconds to go. I like that a whole heck of a lot. All right, let's load back into the game here, please. Thank you. Let's go with, we're at the 6. We can't really go anything too crazy. Maybe a quick pass option. Yeah, let's go stick play. A stick from the 6. Do we like Heartline here? Do we like Small? We'll see what's open. Not a whole lot. Beckman's not really a running quarterback, and he fumbles for that reason. Somebody jump on it. Thank you. Yeah, Beckman's not really a running quarterback. I probably should have thrown that away or something. We are running out of time. I'm going to have to hit Heartline across the middle. Heartline touchdown. He's a god. Brian Heartline gets us the lead back. And now we have a 3rd down alert. 3rd and 5. Who do we want to go to here? Quickly to Robisky, maybe? Yeah, Robisky with a big catch. And then we get the touchdown, making it 21-10. That's a good sign. Now we're into the 4th quarter, 21-13. We could use a blowout here. We could use a good old-fashioned blowy. So we're going to send Heartline deep. I want to send Sanzenbacher deep, really. But I think Heartline's going to be able to do it. Heartline down the field. He should have it, and he does! Brian Heartline all the way to the 5. What a stud. What an actual stud. Let's go with a handoff to maybe B. Wells. Yeah, Beanie's in the game now, so let's hand this ball up to Beanie and see what he can do. Handoff Bean, and Bean's wide open. Touchdown, Buckeyes. That's good. That's what we needed. And that should be the end of the game, and it is. We win 28-13 over Northwestern, so we get that win with the recruits on campus. I'm hoping that secures Terrell Pryor and all the other guys. Big game. Love to see it. Absolutely needed that. Especially after losing to Akron. I can't believe we lost to Akron. Oh, that's insane. All right, let's advance the week and see who's giving us the handshake. Give me a handy. I need it. Here it is. We get Andrew Luck verbally committed. We get Mark Ingram verbally committed. We get Kyle Rudolph verbally committed. Tyrone Smith is verbally committed. Daquan Bowers is verbally committed. Julio Jones is hard committed. Terrell Pryor is hard, not even a verbal. It's just a straight up hard commit. Nigel Bradham hard commit. Oh my God. Dante Hightower. Oh my God. This is working out way better than I expected. Pretty much everything that I wanted is going right, except for not being able to get ETN. This is going well. EJ Manuel is the only last guy that we need, and we don't even really need him, to be fair. Verbal for British Footman. We can take him off the board. It would have been fun to get him, but we don't need him. Let's go full 50 piece. I could go just straight to hard sell. Actually, I can't go hard sell because he's not able to. Allen, we can go full 50 on you now. But the recruiting class is really coming together. I'm liking it a lot. And it's so fun to have a team that's actually good at recruiting, or like has a team that has all the available hours. It just makes such a difference. Trying to do this with a team that wouldn't be as good is a lot more difficult. So let's switch this to 50 on you, and then we'll switch this to 50 on Corey Leggett. There we go. Nigel Bradham's already hard committed. Hightower's already hard committed, and Janoris Jenkins will hard commit pretty soon once we switch this to a full 50. There we go. So now we are looking really good. And if we go to top classes, we are number 6. We have 5 5-stars and 5 4-stars. USC already has 17 4-stars. They stole Matt Khalil from us, but they have 17 4-stars. That's crazy. Oklahoma has 6 5-stars, including Sabino. He chose Oklahoma. Emmanuel Acho chose LSU. Any other big names choose? There's Minor. He chose Texas. All right. Well, we are right up there. And I'm assuming with some more 5-stars added, or not 5-stars, but I'm assuming with some more players added, although we do have some more 5-stars potentially with Brown getting added. Adams, if he chooses us, will get added. We're trying our best. I've already increased the NIL to the most. That's another 5-star. Love's another 5-star. So, and Bowers, obviously, when he hard commits. So, that's a lot of 5-stars already committed. But is there any other prospects that we need to add? Linval Priest, EJ Manuel already going after, Joey Pryor, Andrew Sweat. I'll put Andrew Sweat on the board. I'll put Linval Priest on the board. Do I want to go Joey Pryor? Yeah, why not? We'll put Joey Pryor on the board. Eric Steiner, Whitney Merciless, we're already going after. What about just top prospects? So Daryl Scott still is open. Nobody's even offered him a scholarship. He's the number 2 player in the country. I'll go after him for sure. Omar Hunter. Auburn's already pretty much got that locked down. Tyrone Austin is an edge rusher that's got no offers. If there's 5-stars that got no offers, I'm not going to pass them up. Jonathan Baldwin's got no offers. He's a contested specialist wide receiver. Cyrus Gray, Andre Ellington, we already took off, but still nobody's going after him. Stacy McGee, we're going after. Charles Mitchell. James Hanna, Nick Moody. I'll put Nick Moody on the board, even though Louisville's already going after him. Terrell Manning, Marvin Jones. I think that's the right Marvin Jones. I'm not super familiar with these recruiting classes from this early on, but we've added some more people to the board. A lot of 5-stars. And yeah, they're 5-stars that don't necessarily matter that much, but we've got the money, so why not go after them? And they're not getting recruited at all. So we might as well put some money in on them. 150 right there. Nick Moody gets some money. Marvin Jones gets some money. Having Marvin Jones and Julio Jones on the same team. Ooh, doggies. Now we're talking. Let's advance that. Linval Priest, we can offer you a scholarship. And then Andrew Sweat, we can offer him a scholarship as well. Perfect. All right, so with that being done, now we can just go in and toss some hours on everybody and see where that puts us. So we'll toss 25 on everybody. Or at least as many people as we can. Just to get in the race for some of them. Sometimes we already are in the race. All right, let's go to the next week, which we're playing Minnesota. We shouldn't have to jump in for this one. It's Minnesota. Although I said that against Akron, we lost, so who knows. But I'm hoping we don't lose to Minnesota. Minnesota. We get a commitment from EJ Manuel. He verbally commits. Tyler Love is verbally committed. That's another 5-star. Kevin Zeitler verbally committed. Andrew Luck is hard committed. Mark Ingram is hard committed. Kyle Rudolph is hard committed. Same thing with Tyron Smith. So we just get a bunch of confirmation. Everybody's hard committing. Mike Adams, how dare you? How dare you choose them? I will never forgive you. Malcolm Jenkins, 3 pass breakups, 2 tackles. Gets Defensive Player of the Week in the conference. We win the game, thankfully. How dare he choose the team up north? He will never live that down. That was a terrible decision. DeAndre Brown, I cannot believe you hard committed to them. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We're looking good here. Tyler Love's verbal. Everybody's verbal here. Yep, we're still in good position to get all these guys, really. I can't believe we got the number 1 player in the country. That's kind of crazy. Andrew Sweat we jumped in for. All we did was offer these guys scholarship. We jumped in. That's kind of crazy. Scott, we are looking good on all these 5-stars. We're looking good on. This one we're gonna have to get a little bit more aggressive, so we'll change this to a 50. Change that to a 50. We can pretty much change everybody to a 50 right now, since we have the available hours and we're not going after anybody else. So let's swap all of these to 50. Take that off. 50 there. Go up to Scott. He's the number 2 player in the country. Might as well get him in. And then we can just toss 50 hours on the rest of these guys. And we can toss 40 on you, Andrew Sweat, just to get these over with. All right, let's keep moving on. We shouldn't have to jump in against Purdue, although Purdue's 4-1. They're having a good season. But I'm assuming we can take care of Purdue. I hope so. We should. We should be able to take care of Purdue. That's the big question, or the big statement. Another commitment. It's a verbal from Dwayne Allen. It's a verbal from Whitney Merciless. Joey Pryor. EJ Manuel's hard committed. That's another 5-star, by the way. Tyler Love is hard committed. Kevin Zeitler's hard committed. Daquan Bowers. Yeah, we're looking really good. We are looking really, really good. And we won the game, thankfully. So that's good. We won the game. Now we take on Kent State, but how's recruiting looking? How's recruiting looking? So all these guys are committed. If we go to top classes, we are number 2. 7 5-stars, 6 4-stars, 3 3-stars. Oklahoma's just ahead of us. Just ahead of us. They're having a good recruiting season, too. Brown will be another 5-star committed. He just has to actually choose to come here. I don't know why he's taking so long. We'll do the Michigan State game. Let's do the Wisconsin game for him. And we'll do, if I can find it, there it is, Pro Potential. I probably should just switch to a hard shell, shouldn't I? Let's just switch to a hard sell on DeAndre Brown so that he just gets it over with. There we go. Allen's done. All these guys are done. Jonathan Martin will be done soon. Robert Quinn, same deal with these guys. All these guys are going to be done very soon. Yeah. George Jenkins, Sweat. Okay, we've passed. Yeah, we have a ton of influence on Nick Moody. Probably because we have a 4-star pipeline on him. And then Marvin Jones we're looking good on. So right now we're looking really solid. We are looking really solid. I think I'm just going to keep those points where they are. And we will take on Kent State in this episode, or in this week. So we'll simulate that. Hopefully we can take them out. Another commitment. It's Jonathan Martin verbally. It's Marcel Darius. Dwayne Allen hard commits. Same thing with Joey Pryor. Okay. Still going well. We lost to Kent State. Why are we losing to the bum MAC teams? What is happening here? I feel like I shouldn't have to jump into these games. And yet it seems like I do. Ooh, Nick Moody's actually getting a little bit scary. Let's do Illinois. There we go. And then we can get we can't get a complimentary for you, really? We might not have a complimentary. Unless I can get a complimentary for George Jenkins. There we go. We'll just get the complimentary for George Jenkins. That'll work. That will work. I thought Nick Moody would get complimentary with edge rushers, but apparently not. I'll still put him on week 11, but he doesn't get the complimentary. All right. Yeah, man, we are losing games that we should not be losing, but whatever. Just wait till we get good. Just wait till we get it. Now we take on Michigan State. Please win this game. Another handshake. It's a verbal from Corey Leggett and a verbal from Marvin Jones. Hard commit from Merciless. We're still in a good position for everybody, but DeAndre Brown's is taking forever. We lost the game to Michigan State. Oh my God. Okay. This season's not going our way. We lost to Kent State and we lost to Michigan State. What is happening? Wisconsin's the #1 team in the country. This is insane. This is insane. I don't know why DeAndre Brown's taking so long. We got a championship contender deal breaker for Tyrone Smith. We shouldn't be losing these games. And Nick Moody also has a championship contender deal breaker. That's not good. We're going to have to start winning more games. Maybe I do have to jump in and play these games. I didn't think I needed to. I'm going to trust that we can beat Penn State, and then I'll jump in for that Wisconsin game. We get a verbal from Robert Quinn, from Janoris Jenkins, finally, from Daryl Scott, who's a 5-star that we stole, Jonathan Baldwin, another 5-star, Jonathan Martin, Marcel Darius hard commits, Corey Leggett, Marvin Jones. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. DeAndre Brown still will not choose us. We won the game against Penn State, thankfully. Thankfully. So our class is looking really good. We are now the #1 team in the country with the recruiting class. We have 9 5-stars, 11 4-stars, 4 3-stars. We are looking really good. DeAndre Brown still will not choose us. We got to keep winning to make sure that deal breaker goes away. Robert Quinn will hard commit very soon. Stacey Meade will choose us very soon. We're looking good on all these guys. Getting another 5-star is huge. Yeah, all these guys are pretty much a lock as long as we keep that deal breaker going. And now we take on Wisco, the #2 team in the country. They're undefeated. The conference standings, we are 3rd right now. Oh my God, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to actually throw up. Let's take a look at stats. How's everybody doing so far? He's only thrown 1 pick. Todd Beckman's only thrown 1 pick. Why are we losing games? Beanie Wells almost has 1,000 yards so far, 12 touchdowns. He's done really well. Brian Robisky's doing great. Hartline's doing great. Rory Nichols getting some yards. Ray Small's doing good. James Laurinaitis obviously leading the team in tackles. Did you expect anything else? Who's got 22 tackles for loss? Vernon Golson, 22 tackles for loss, 13 sacks. No wonder he was the top pick in the draft. Cam Hayward's doing fine. How many interceptions? We got 2 for James, 1 for a couple of guys. Not really producing a lot of interceptions. Maybe that's why we're losing. But this is a big game. This is a big game. Biggest game of the season. Is Tim Tebow going to lose the Heisman to Colt McCoy? It could happen. But this is the biggest game of the year. We take on Wisconsin. They're undefeated. We are not. We need to win this game. Thankfully, it's at home. This could be tough. All right, here we are in the game against Wisconsin. We need to win this one. It has to happen. If we want to have any hopes of playing for a championship this year, we need to win this game. Brandon Sane with a great run to start. I'll take that. Take that all day, actually. Let's go with the play action slide. I'm looking at maybe nickel here. Possibly. There's not really anybody open here. Oh, he came back across. It's Beanie Wells. Oh, it's not Beanie. It's Maurice Wells, not Beanie. Maurice Wells, Mo Wells with the catch. I can't believe he came back across the field like that. I wasn't sure he was going to make it. Now Beanie's in. Beanie with the handoff, and Beanie's going nowhere. Darn it. And an injury timeout. Oh, no. One of our offensive linemen going down. I can't tell who. What's the name say? I can't tell what the name says in the back there. Everybody's taking a knee. Respected. Tressel's waving him off. Get off the field. Get off the field. All right, Beanie's back in. 2nd and 10. They stopped the run on the first try, but will they stop it again? No, they won't. Beanie Wells, look at that big man move. He's got 2 for 9. It was Jim Cordell who got hurt. Okay. I don't really want to call a run play. I'd rather call a pass play from this spot. Let's call shallow cross, 3rd and 1. We can always dump it off to Ray Small if we need to. That might be what we have to do. No, it's not open, but that might be... Oh, no! Darn it. If he wasn't throwing on the run, that would have been caught. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. We are going to go for this because I believe we can score. 4th and 1. I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. Fire that in quickly. That's Robisky. Touchdown, Buckeyes. That's why you go for it. You trust the team. Trust the boys. Wisconsin can't do anything with it. We got a red zone opportunity, 14-0. Another red zone opportunity, 21-0. Oh, this is where I'm talking. This is the good stuff right here. Let's send Dane Sanzenbacher. Let's send him deep. And maybe Hartline too. Just send the outside guys all the way down the field. That's open again. Same play we scored on. Robisky, it works again. Good job, Robisky. It's a big play. Let's go with the slot drive now. I may look at Hartline. I don't really look for the comeback routes here, but I might look for Hartline here. No, it's not open. Can I float that into the top? I can. It's Robisky again. He's just always open. I can't help it. He's always open. What do you want me to do? Let's hit Ray Small here. He should have enough speed to outrun the guy. He can't really outrun him. And we'll call maybe a Z under. Is that the right call here? Maybe. Could be Sanzenbacher Small. Yeah, Ray Small's open. He's got enough speed. Cut it in the middle. Ooh, he got tackled pretty hard there. But he gets the first down. Let's go Y corner. Y corner, Y corner. Let's hit that. Robisky, good job. Let's run some hurry up. We could call a timeout here. And I may need to call a timeout here. Let's go stick. I'll probably call a timeout after this play. Let's hit nickel. Nickel's open. Get in there, nickel. And he's in. They called that? I'll take it. 28-3. This is a huge lead for us. This is exactly where we need to be. 35-3. Wisconsin's the number 2 team in the nation. They came in and doing this. That's embarrassing. You're embarrassing yourselves. You're embarrassing yourselves. Get there. Pick that off. Almost. Oh, it's a touchdown. We got a guy right in there on the coverage, but he couldn't really get his hand in there. He was behind him too much. 42-10. We win big in Columbus. That's a huge win. Not only because we had recruits on campus, but because we just needed to keep alive, stay alive in this. That's a big, big win against an undefeated Wisconsin team. Todd Beckman was great. 237 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was pinpoint today. And Wisconsin, man, your season might be over right there. Probably not, though. But we dominated. We dominated like we should. And that's going to be huge to finish out this recruiting class because we have some more guys on campus there. So we should hopefully be seeing those guys verbal and hard commit. And we have Vernon Golson breaking the single-season sack record. Congratulations to him. Let's move to week number 11. Week number 11. We've got a verbal from DeAndre Brown. It's about time. We've got Stacy McGee verbaling. Andrew Sweat. Daryl Scott hard commits. Jonathan Baldwin hard commits. We're just waiting on a couple other guys. Taking on Illinois. We shouldn't have to jump in for this one. I really hope not. It is Illinois at the end of the day. We should just win this. Finally, DeAndre Brown took the commits. Robert Quinn's verbal. Stacy McGee's verbal. Pretty much everybody here. Priest is still in the recruiting battle, but we're going to get him no matter what. So Tyrone Austin, we're waiting on. He's the last 5-star we have a chance for. And then Nick Moody, still waiting on. But thankfully, we've won a couple games, so we're getting that championship contender up a little bit more. But we have 10 5-stars, 13 4-stars, 4 3-stars as of right now, including the number 1 player in the country. We're recruiting pretty well. We are recruiting pretty well. Please win this game against Illinois or I'm going to cry. And you don't want to see me cry. Please, just win this game. It's Illinois. Linval Priest has committed. Tyrone Austin verbally commits. Nick Moody verbally commits. Robert Quinn verbally commits. Now we're getting the hard commits from some of the guys. Everything is looking up. Everything is looking up. We get something here. Oh, is it the Illabuck? Oh, I was going to say, could be the Illabuck. We won the game, though, so that's good. They probably don't have the bracket in here, do they? Because it's 2007. Oh, no, they do have it in here. Okay. Are we in? I don't see us. That's unfortunate. And now it's time for the game. It is time for the game, which we will be jumping into. Recruiting. Everything's pretty much done. We're just waiting on Brown to hard commit, which he probably will after this week. Same thing with Stacey McGee. Priest just verbaled Austin. Yeah, everything's pretty much done. We don't really need to do anything else unless there's like one other guy that we want to go after. But we have 30 guys on the board right now. We don't really need to recruit anybody else. I think it's a pretty solid class. For year one, I think this is a pretty solid class. What are our expectations? I didn't even look at those. We have to make the national championship in the next 2 seasons. Force at least 25 turnovers on defense this year. We forced 16, so we're probably not going to get that one done. Unless we force a bunch of turnovers in this game, in the game. But here we go. This is a big one. It's obviously the biggest game. So we need to come out here and win it to make ourselves feel good. And if we win this game, we probably play in a Big Ten championship against Wisconsin. I would think so, because we would be 7-1 in the conference, and the team up north, they would be the cheaters. They would be 7 or 6-2. So we would probably play in the Big Ten championship game against Wisconsin. We just killed. So let's try and do that. Although I don't know, was the Big Ten championship game wasn't a thing back in 2007. So I wonder if they even have it. We'll find out. We will find out. But let's play the game, or the game, and win. Here we go. It is the game. We are live from the outhouse as we take on that team up north. We have to win this game. It has to happen. We want a pair of gold pants. I want all my players to get a pair of gold pants. And we can only do that if we beat that team up north. We should be able to do it. They are not good. They are trash. Look at the blocking from the boys, and Brandon Sane is into the end zone. First score in the game. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Big third down, make the stop. Do I believe in myself to make the stop? No, not really, but I'm going to try anyway. Vernon Golson's had a great year. Chad Henne's the quarterback. If Chad Henne's the quarterback, then... Oh, that was a great block, by the way. Chad Henne's the quarterback. They can't do anything. It's Chad Henne. He's no bueno. He is no bueno. Oregon just beat Arizona. Coleman laid a big hit stick, but he got the first down, unfortunately. Now it's another third down, make the stop. I'll try. They should have Mario Manningham out there somewhere. He might be number 16. I can't tell. No, he's on the left side. Okay. I found him. Oh, that's got to be a sack. It's not going to be a sack. Somebody get there. Stop him. No, there's Manningham. I just talked about him. Oh, no. How did we not get a sack there? That sucks. All right, well, looks like they're going to score, and they do. They get 7 points on the board. But that just means that we got to get 7 points on the board. This is not the play that I called. Luckily, I remembered what play I called. Robisky, look at the catch from Robisky, and they're going to give me the first down because they know better. They know better than to give me a 4th and inches call right there. It's a great play. The fact that both these teams are 8-3 is kind of crazy. There's Brandon Graham. We moved down a little bit further. Now we're into red zone territory. It's 1st and 10 from the 13. We got Beanie in the game. All right, Beanbag. What you got for me? Ooh, not good. 2nd and 9. Let's run some hurry up. Try to catch him off guard. Second down, handoff, Beanie. Man, the blocking's just not there. The blocking is just not there. We're going to have to toss this bad boy. Do we go Ray Small or do we go Robisky? Both of them are going to be running across the middle. I think we go Small, and I probably should have... I shouldn't have done that. I did the wrong catch animation there. We'll go levels on this one. And I think... Yeah, okay, Robisky's A. That's good. That's pretty good. Yeah, Robisky's open. And he's in. He's in! Touchdown, Buckeyes! Brian Robisky. He's been huge all season. 2-minute drill gets some points. We didn't get any points in the half. Now we have the ball late 3rd quarter. Defense is playing big right now. But it is very loud here in the outhouse. Let's hit Y. Beckman, can he throw on the run? He can. Robisky again. Look at Ryan Robisky, man. Beckman does a great job there. Red zone alerts. What do we call in the red zone here? Let's try a run inside zone. It's going to be Brandon Sane. He scored the touchdown on the first drive. Why can't he do it again? Brandon Sane, the blocking is immaculate. Brandon Sane, he's insane in the membrane. Brandon Sane scores 21-7, 21-10, and looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down. Okay, here we go. 4th down. I'm going to use her Vernon Golston. They don't have Chad Henne in the game. They've got Ryan Mallett in the game right now, and he throws a big one to Manningham. That's a face mask. Oh, you can't get called for that. That's a tough face mask to have in the 4th quarter, man. That is a tough face mask to have, big dog. All right. I wonder why Ryan Mallett's in the game, though. Anderson Russell gets called for it. 21-16. The game is on the line here. Make the stop. I need to see why Chad Henne is not in the game right now. Is he injured? He is. High ankle sprain. He got hurt for the game. Mike Hart is out. That's why Mike Hart wasn't starting. Jake Long is also out. Oh, man, they came in here really. No wonder they got 3 losses. But Chad Henne is out for the game. So Ryan Mallett is their quarterback going the rest of this game. That is a benefit for us, I think. A young Ryan Mallett. Get to him. Get to him, Cam. We can't get to him. They check it down. We bring him down quickly. Marcus Freeman with a nice tackle. They're trusting Ryan Mallett. I don't believe in Ryan Mallett. He's a bum. No disrespect. Because he's passed away now. Can I talk trash about Ryan Mallett since he passed away? I don't know. I think in the setting, in this setting, because I'm playing against him, I think I can feel free to talk trash about him because he sucks. He's a bum. He's trash. Tackle him. No, Vernon, you were a bum too. No wonder you didn't make it in the NFL. Thankfully, we had somebody else there to tackle. That was a good play, though. 3rd down and 10. It's clear 4-down territory. We need to get to Ryan Mallett. Get to the Mallet. Somebody, we're not getting to the Mallet, are we? No, nobody's getting there. The blocking is perfect. Interception! Picked it off, baby! Washington with the pick. The game clincher. What a pick. Ryan Mallett, I knew you sucked. I knew you were a bum. I watched you in New England. You were a bum there, too. Oh, man. Washington fading back with the interception. It's perfect. Mwah! Chef's kiss. What an interception. Donald Washington with the pick of his life. Mallett drops back. He tries to fire it in. He's throwing on the run, and Washington says, "Thank you." Brutus goes crazy. You love to see it. You love to see it. That is a massive, massive interception, and hopefully that gets it done. That should hopefully be the end of this one. They have all their timeouts. We just need to make sure we get the clock to move here. Hand off to Beanie. Beanie's looking for more. Look at Beanie Wells go. He's breaking all the tackles. Forget about the run and the clock. Beanie Wells scores. This is a rivalry. We're not taking time down. We're putting the foot on the throat. Stomp them into the dirt. That's what I'm talking about, baby. 28-16. They're in trouble. That's got to be knocked incomplete. Good job. Good job. Now that's the ball game. Now it's over. They have no chance. 28-16. We're going to get a pair of gold pants. Who don't want a pair of gold pants? I know I do. Ryan Mallett, they had to trust you. They trusted you and you couldn't do it. You failed. You couldn't live up to the big moment. It's over. The Ohio State Buckeyes win the rivalry. They win the game on the back of a really good defense. The defense stepped up and played really well. And Beanie Wells is the player of the game. He got 192 yards and a touchdown. The game-sealing touchdown. You love to see it. You love to see it. What a moment. What a game. And what a season. 9-win season. Not too bad in year one. I was hoping for an undefeated season, but that's okay. We'll find out if we're playing in the Big Ten Championship. I would assume we are going to be playing in the Big Ten Championship. I don't know why we wouldn't be. And Vernon Golston has set the single-season sack record. Congratulations. let's advance to the next week and see what happened. See what's going to happen. We've got a hard commit from DeAndre Brown. We've got a hard commit from Stacey McGee and from Tyrone Austin. I think that was everybody we're waiting on. No, there might be a corner that we're waiting on. All right, week 13. Is it Janoris Jenkins? Are we still waiting on him? No, he's already committed. We're waiting on Linval Priest to hard commit. Oh, it's Nick Moody. That's who we're waiting on. So we'll see how that goes. But this has been an unbelievable recruiting class. We will do the training right there. And then we will advance the week. Looks like Colt McCoy might win the Heisman this year. He might steal it from Tim. From the T-Bow. There's Linval with the hard commit, and there's Nick Moody with the hard commit. Perfect. So now everybody on the board has hard committed. We have our roster, or our recruiting class solidified, and we will play Wisconsin in the Big Ten Championship. I don't know why our helmet didn't load there, but we will play them in the Big Ten Championship. So we did pass and finish. Oh, we actually finished in first because Wisconsin lost a game. Another game, which made us go to number 1. Okay. Actually, they didn't lose a game. Their only losses to us. I don't know how we... I guess that's probably why we passed them. It's because their only losses to us. That's pretty sick, though. We are 11 5-stars deep into this class. 15 4-stars, 4 3-stars. 11 5-stars is insane. That is actually insane. Let's do some training. And if we win the Big Ten Championship, we should be playing in the playoffs, even though the playoffs didn't technically exist at this point in college football. It was still the BCS. But Beckman finishes the regular season with 2,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, and just 2 picks. And I didn't throw either of those picks. So that's pretty good for Todd. Rushing numbers, 1,100 yards and 17 touchdowns for Beanie Wells. Great season from Beanie. Sane was good as well. Maurice Wells was good. Receiving-wise, Robisky was so awesome, man. 1,000 yards for Brian Robisky, 9 touchdowns. Hartline had 500 yards, 5 touchdowns. Defensively, Laurinaitis leads the team in tackles. Tackle for loss leader is Vernon Golston, 29, 11 for Wilson. Sack leader, obviously, Vernon Golston, 16.5 sacks is kind of insane. Hayward did fine, didn't really do too amazing. Laurinaitis had 3 picks, Larry Grant had 2, Donald Washington had his 2nd pick in the rivalry game. Very good numbers from the boys, and we will keep advancing until we get ourselves to the Big Ten Championship. And here it is, Conference Championship Week against Wisconsin. We already beat them, so I don't see why we can't beat them again. I don't see why we can't beat them again. And I guess we're going to have to jump into this one too, because this is a pretty massive game. We are here in the Big Ten Championship game against Wisconsin. We already played them during the regular season. We already beat them during the regular season. So we got to come out here and beat them one more time, and this time for the big prize of the Big Ten Championship. So let's go out and do that. It should be pretty straightforward, although it is very hard to beat a team twice in one season. But the way that our defense played down the stretch, I feel pretty confident, although I don't feel confident throwing the ball right there, so we're going to move out of there. And I am playing on an Xbox controller with Xbox buttons, so coming from a PlayStation controller is kind of it's kind of tricky to remember which buttons are which. Because if in my brain, when I want to press X, that's the middle button, that's the bottom button, but that's A on the Xbox controller, so I got to get my brain switched. LSU just beat #1 Florida, by the way. That's kind of insane. So Florida goes down. Tim Tebow most certainly not winning the Heisman now. I just pump fake, didn't I? Yep. I didn't mean to pump fake. I didn't press the button as hard as I wanted to. My finger kind of slipped off the button. It didn't press it as hard as I wanted to. I did not want to pump fake there. Where we're going to go for it on 4th down because of course we will. And I'm actually going to send Sanzenbacher deep, and then I'm going to change Robisky's route. Oops, not that. I'm going to change... Keep pressing the wrong button, like I said. There we go. I'm going to change him to a post. And did I change? No, I didn't change who I wanted to change. There we go. Now I got it. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. And we'll see how that plays out. But I'm probably just going to go to Ray Small. I think that's open. It wasn't open. Swatted away. That was a bad idea. Shouldn't have done that. And Wisconsin takes a 7-0 lead. Darn it. I screwed that all up. I was probably always going to go to Ray Small no matter if he was open or not. And that was not the right move. Because he was not open. But he's open on that one. He gets a 1st down there. The juke move could have been legendary, but unfortunately he didn't get it. He does get a big play, though. And now we are in a weird spot on 3rd and 9. Double post. Do we think that Small just outruns everybody? I'm probably just going to check this down to Sanzenbacher. Let's just find Sanzi there. He gets it. 4th and 6. They're not going to let me go for it. They want me to kick a field goal here. You know what? I'll let them kick the field goal. Sure. This is the Big Ten Championship. We need all the points we can get. 7-3. Defense needs help. It's 10-3 now. It's a 3rd and 11. Oh no, it's a 4th and 1. Okay, I was gonna say it's a 3rd and 11. I trust Maurice Wells. I don't trust him as much as Beanie, but I trust him, and he's got the first. Good job. Move a little bit further. Stick wheel maybe. Do we believe in this play? Not really. I don't really like what it's showing me here. I'm gonna have to dump that off. Darn it. I didn't like anything about that. I didn't like anything about that. We kick the field goal again. It's 10-6. 2-minute drive gets some points. 2-minute drive gets some points. I'm struggling against Wisconsin this game. Like I said, it's hard to beat a team twice. That's going to be Ray Small wide open across the middle. Good play by Beckman. At least he hasn't thrown a pick in this game. Not yet, at least. Small got open. Do I take the check down? Oh, I think Rubisky got... If I would have been patient, Rubisky was coming open. I should have been patient. Do I try it again and risk it again? There's no way he's going to get open twice, right? Oh, he is open. No, I pressed the wrong button. No, see, this is my problem. It's intercepted. I pressed the wrong button. I wanted A, but for some reason my brain didn't press A. I wanted A so bad. He was open again. But for some reason, my brain just didn't press it. And now Wisconsin might take this from us. Oh, no. It's 24-6. That was our chance, man. That was our chance. And I screwed it up because I pressed the wrong effing button. I hate myself. I really do. I wanted A so bad, and now I press A, and it didn't work because I didn't get it off in time. Injury to a Wisconsin player. I can't believe I screwed us up like that. I can't believe I screwed us up like that. We're going to lose the Big Ten Championship to Wisconsin, which will mean we are not going to play in the playoffs, obviously. We'll have 4 losses and not a Big Ten Championship. That sucks, man. Year 1 did not go our way. If we wouldn't have lost to freaking Kent State and Akron, I'm still not over those losses. But that one, that's an avoidable loss. We should not have lost that game. I pressed the wrong button, man. I cannot believe I did that. That sucks. All right. Well, we're not playing college football playoffs this year. We do get Vernon Golson again with a sack record, but he just continues to break it because he's the champion now. So it's always going to say that he broke it. At least we can look forward to next year with the big recruiting class, but that sucks that we didn't get that. We should have had that win. We really should have. All right, let's advance. 9-4. 9-4 is not a good year for Ohio State. That is a down year. Nobody in Columbus should be happy. I'm not happy. The Heisman Trophy goes to Kenneth Moore. Well, that's out of the realm, or out of the obvious. I thought it was going to be either Colter or Tim Tebow. Kenneth Moore must have came away at the last second and dominated. Vernon Golston wins defensive end of the year, which is cool. Good for him. We also get the Lombardi for Vernon Golston. I don't know why the trophy's like coming at me like that. And we will play Georgia in the Citrus Bowl, the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. All right. I guess that's cool, but I can't believe that Leonard Moore won the, not Leonard Moore. I can't believe that Kenneth Moore won the Heisman Trophy. I thought that it was going to be Cole McCoy. Pat White was even up there. What a weird final Heisman finalist. But Tim Tebow does not take it. It goes to Kenneth Moore. Very weird. Very, very weird. We can take a look at All-Americans before we move into this Georgia game. So All-American first team, we get Vernon Golston, obviously. That makes sense. What about second team? Tim Tebow makes second team. We don't get any... Oh, no, we do. Malcolm Jenkins makes national second team. Freshman, Jake Locker, LaShawn McCoy, Michael Crabtree. These are guys that we didn't talk about. Rob Gronkowski's here. These are guys that we didn't talk about because they were lower down the field. But obviously, these are all guys that everybody should know. There's Eric Berry. And then in the Big Ten, we get freshman Brandon Sane and Cameron Hayward. What about first team? We got Beanie Wells, Brian Robisky, Vernon Golston, and Malcolm Jenkins. And then second team is Steve Raring, Larry Grant, Marcus Freeman, Donald Washington, Kurt Coleman. No James Laurinaitis on the Big Ten. Interesting. I feel like James should always be an All-American, but whatever. Whatever. If we take a look at stats around the country for who did well this season, we already know how Beckman did. But if we go to the national stats, Colt Brennan was the leader, 4,100 yards. Then Riley Skinner from Wake Forest, Graham Harrell, Chris Turner, Tim Tebow was right there, Dennis Dixon. So those are some of your top players in the country. Not everybody you would expect. I mean, you would probably expect Graham Harrell and Colt Brennan to be up here, but rushing leader was Rashad Mendenhall, Noshawn Moreno, who we have to play, Jonathan Stewart, Albert Young, Ray Rice was right there. Beanie Wells was right up there. Receiving, it was Kenneth Moore because he won the Heisman Trophy. Johnny Walker. Nobody like super huge. There's Early Doucette, but like nobody like unbelievably big. Does he have a? Oh, I was gonna say I thought that Michael Crabtree had a deal breaker. I might try to go after him in the portal, but it was Robisky that had a deal breaker. All right, there's Hayward Bay. As far as defense goes, Stevon Moss. I don't know how to say that. Who led the league in sacks or the country in sacks? Not a lot of sacks. Only 4.5 was the lead. That's kind of crazy. Interceptions, 8 for Brandon Hughes. That's kind of insane. He must have won Defensive Player of the Year or Defensive Back of the Year. Brandon Flowers had a good season. All right, it's time to jump into this bowl game against Georgia. I'm hoping we can win it. View job offers. Do we have any job offers? We could be the head coach at Marshall. Why would I want to leave Ohio State to be the head coach of Marshall? We also have our early National Signing Day where we can take a look at depth traits of our guys. Early National Signing Day. Michael Brewster has star dev. Elite for Julio Jones. I don't think that surprises anybody. Star for Terrell Pryor. Elite for EJ Manuel. Elite for Andrew Luck. Elite for Mark Ingram. Star for DeAndre Brown and for Dwayne Allen. Elite for Kyle Rudolph. Elite for Tyron Smith. Star for Tyler Love. Impact for Jonathan Martin. Star for Kevin Zeitler. Elite for Daquan Bowers and for Robert Quinn and for Marcel Darius. Impact for Whitney Merciless. Star for Stacey McGee. Elite for Corey Leggett. Star for Nigel Bradham. I thought he'd have more than that. Elite for Dante Hightower. Impact for Janoris Jenkins. Impact for Andrew Sweat. Linval Priest had impact. Normal for Joey Pryor. Star for Daryl Scott. Impact for Tyrone Austin. Jonathan Baldwin had elite. Nick Moody had star. And Marvin Jones has star. So I'd say that's a pretty good class. And we will most likely finish number 1 in the country. Although we still have the transfer portal. Even though the transfer portal is not going to be as crazy as it is in real life. Because it just wasn't like that back in the day. It just wasn't like that back in the day. So when do we have our game against Georgia? When does that happen? We play them bowl week 2. Okay. So let's get to that. Advance the week to bowl week number 2. And we will take on Georgia. We will take on Georgia. I was wondering how they were going to do the playoffs because the playoffs weren't a thing back in the day. But it seems like they just kept it in the game. So you've got the number 1 seed USC taking on Miami. LSU's number 2, they take on Oregon. Florida's 3, they take on North Carolina. And Wisconsin is 4, they take on Colorado State. I wonder if we would have been 4 if we would have won the Big Ten. You never know. We could have been. But now we got to win our 10th game of the season and go out strong, beating Georgia, win the Cheez-Its Bowl, and hopefully have a decent end of the year. All right, here we are against Georgia in the Citrus Bowl, and this one's always fun because we get to see Matt Stafford, Noshawn Moreno, some legendary Georgia players, and hopefully we can end with a win against them. That's obviously what we want to do. Let's try to go with a inside zone off the left tackle here. There's the snap, the handoff to Maurice Wells, and Maurice tripped on... What do you trip on, Maurice? You trip on air? Did the turf monster get you? What happened? Todd Beckman's not happy. He's yelling at him. What are you doing, Mo Wells? Get your feet together. Let's go with the FL Dig. FL. Ray Small's got some speed. Does he just outrun everybody here? No. But I could go down the middle to Dane Sanzenbacher. What is happening? What's happening? Who is this? The ball's floating. What's going on? I throw a pick? Huh? What? You're telling me there was somebody there? Okay, you can't blame me for that one. You can't blame me. He's not on the field. He's invisible. So you can't blame me for not seeing him. He's invisible. That's unbelievable. I've never come into that glitch before. I've never experienced it before. I've seen it happen. I knew it could happen, but I've never actually experienced it before. And now we have it on tape. Cannot believe he picked me off. Sanzenbacher was unbelievably wide open, or at least I thought he was, but little did I know there was a guy right here. He's somewhere in here, and he just picks it off. Oh my god, that cannot be real. That cannot be real. Okay, here's Moreno and Stafford. Let's see if we can handle these guys. I cannot believe that happened. That's crazy. An invisible man just picked me off. All right, Stafford, you don't need to go crazy. Let's not get it insane here. Mohamed Massaquoi? What is going on there? Is that their coach? Why is he wearing a jersey? That's grayed out. All right, the Cheez-It Bowl might be a little bit glitched. Some things might be going crazy in this, but it makes for good content, doesn't it? All right, let's use our Cam Hayward here, see if we can get into the quarterback. No, it's going to be a keeper. When does Matt Stafford keep the football? What is happening here? That ball's out. Pick it up, please. Touchdown, Georgia. No, you had the ball. You can't be serious. I am getting so unlucky. We forced the fumble at the goal line. We had a guy right there to recover it, and he didn't grab it. How do you miss that? Oh my god, how do you miss that, brother? That is so unlucky. The luck is not on my side right now. I am not having a good time. 17-7. It's starting to rain here in wherever we're at. Oh, we're at Camping World. Isn't that Camping World? That's a familiar stadium name. I don't remember exactly where that's at off the top of my head. I feel like I should. What is who plays at Camping World? I want to say that's UCF. No, it's somewhere down in Florida, but I can't remember who the Camping World Stadium is. Oh, I cannot believe that we forced a fumble and he didn't pick it up. Hand up to Moreno, and Moreno will get in. We almost pulled him back, but he got in. This isn't going well. things are going poorly. 27-7. We're getting absolutely taken behind the woodshed by Georgia. 34-7. Oh my god, it's over. It is quite literally over. I'll try to get a touchdown here to save a little bit of dignity, but this one is far over. Let's hit Hartline on the cut. Brian Hartline, back shoulder, touchdown catch. Good job, B. Hart. 34-14, at least we get a little bit of dignity back. And we will lose. We let them score at the very end, too. So Georgia will take home the Cheez-Its Bowl, or the Citrus Bowl. That is unfortunate. They scored 17 points on us in the first quarter. What am I supposed to do? we just didn't have that good of a year this year. We were not that good. And I threw a pick that I didn't know there was a player there. What am I supposed to do about that? I can't avoid him if I don't see him. So our season ends in a little bit of disappointment. We finished 9-5, but it's just the way things go. We will see who wins the national championship, though. Who's playing the national championship game is probably a better question. We get something. We have earned ourselves. Tavares Bolin has accepted your offer to become defensive coordinator for next year. I didn't offer him. Okay, I guess. Thanks, but I didn't offer you a job. They must have did it on their own. So who's playing the national championship game? It is North Carolina and Colorado State. What? Who's on either of these teams? I know TJ Yates is the quarterback for North Carolina, but how is Colorado State doing this? Who's playing for them? Colorado State. They have Tommy Hill, Corey Sperry, Kyle Bell. Kyle Bell, I know. Uh, Clint Kubiak. So current Raiders head coach Clint Kubiak is a free safety right now for the Colorado State Rams, and then Caleb Haney's their quarterback. This is a wild team to play in the national championship game. And then obviously you got North Carolina. We know that TJ Yates is their quarterback, but who else is on that team? You got Kentwan Balmer, Hakeem Nicks, Giants wide receiver, Richard Quinn, Brandon Tate, Patriot wide receiver, Connor Barth, EJ Wilson, TJ Yates is there, Marvin Austin, Jeff Cho, or John, I thought it was Jeff Cho, John Cho. I think it's his son actually. All right. I mean, neither of these teams are that good, and yet they're playing in the national championship game. We could be beating both of them, but we're not playing, and it's unfortunate. But we're having such a good recruiting class that I'm not too mad at it. All right, here we go. End of the season recap. Who won it? It was Colorado State. Colorado State just won the national title in year one of this series. What? How did they do that? So the real 2007 national champion was LSU beating Ohio State. Remember, Ohio State goes back to back here, loses both of them. I still can't believe that. But that was LSU winning the national title in real 2007, and now in this universe, it is Colorado State. All right, man. Whatever. Set your next season's roster NIL. So we've only got a few guys that are risking leaving. Vernon Golson's one of them, and I will pay him a ton of money. We have a ton of money. We might as well pay him a ton of money. He was too good this year to let go. So unless he just goes to the draft, I will pay him 500 NIL. James Laurinaitis, I am certainly not losing. I really hope he comes back for another season. I will pay him the world. Brian Robisky, I can't lose either. I will pay you a ton of money. I will pay you about $450. Brian Hartline, I don't want to lose. A lot of these guys could just go to the NFL, so that's a worry of ours. I don't want to lose my kicker, even though I don't really care about my kicker. I don't want to lose him. And then the fullback, Jermaine Hines, I guess I'll pay. All right, so just because I paid these guys doesn't mean that they're leaving. But they might. They might. They could go to the NFL. That is a very real possibility. Or they could come back. You never know. Review the next season blueprint. I think we're pretty much good on where we're at. Our roster is going to be very expensive, but we have a ton of money, so we might as well use it while we have it. So Beckman is at risk of transferring. You know what? I wouldn't be that mad if he transferred. Players leaving, please, James, don't leave me. No. James, why? James Laurinaitis wants to go to the NFL draft. Vernon Golson wants to go to the NFL draft, and Todd Beckman wants to go transfer due to playing time. He sees the writing on the wall that we bring in some pretty high quality freshmen. And you know what? I'm gonna let Todd Beckman walk, but please, James, come back to me. Come back to me, James. No! Threes! I can't believe it. What about Vernon? Ah, I would have probably rather had James. All right, we get Vernon Golson back, but James Laurinaitis, I bid you adieu. It was an honor. It was an honor. We're also graduating Curtis Terry, Kirk Barton, Larry Grant, and Deontay Johnson, all graduating. If we go to around the league, I don't know if we can see like national players leaving, but we could probably just see some of the big name teams. Like Alabama, they're losing Rashard Johnson, Terry Grant, Bobby Greenwood. No NFL players going for Alabama. What about Arkansas with McFadden? Yeah, Darren McFadden's going to the NFL draft round 1. Makes sense. Felix Jones also going, but he's not as good. Auburn, Pat Sims going to the draft. What about Baylor? Nobody on Baylor. Bowling Green, nobody. Where's Boston College? There they are. Matt Ryan is not leaving? Oh, no, he is. Okay, he's down here. I was going to say, how is Matt Ryan not leaving? So Matt Ryan is going to the draft. He's probably going to be the number 1 pick. We've got California. There's Cameron Jordan transferring. Okay, Cam. I see you out here. Deshaun Jackson's going to the draft. I would have loved to have him transfer. Central Michigan. Antonio Brown is transferring due to playing style. Antonio Brown is going to be in the portal. Oh my God. Things just got sexy. Things just got real sexy. Okay. It just got hot in here. It just got real hot in here. The national champions. What about Eastern Michigan? Where is Florida? Here's Florida. Percy Harvin's transferring. Transferring. Oh my God. What about Tim Tebow? Is the Tebow? He's not transferring. Darn it, Tim. Oh, but Major Wright's also transferring. But Percy, man, the wide receiver room is going to get legendary. Florida State losing some pieces. What was that name? Yeah, I can't say that. Let's see. Georgia's losing. Nobody. Gino's going to the draft. Makes sense. I would hope he would have entered the portal, but he's not. Selfish. Georgia Tech is losing Philip Wheeler to the draft. Hawaii, Devon Best transferring to. Oh my God, there's going to be some names in the portal. Colt Brandon's going to go to the league. Hope he does well. There's going to be some names in this portal. Illinois, Rashard Mendenhall's going to the draft, but it seems like Juice Williams is staying. Indiana, they didn't really have anybody. What about Kansas? Todd Reesing, Kent State. What about where's Julian at? Doesn't seem like Julian's leaving. Okay. We've got Louisville. Harry Douglas going to the draft. Brian Brome. LSU losing some names. They're losing Matt Flynn. They're losing Early Doucette all to the draft. Yeah, LSU's going to be struggling this year. What about Miami? Nobody that big is going to the draft or transferring. Mario Manningham's going to the draft. Oh, Jake Long, I wish you would have transferred, but you're a senior. Michigan State. Wow, no Brian Hoyer in the transfer portal. Okay. Minnesota. Mississippi State. Let's go to Nebraska. Carl Nix is going to the draft, 7th round pick. What about the other people in the national championship game? So TJ Yates is transferring due to NIL. Interesting. Brandon Tate. What about Northwestern or Notre Dame? Notre Dame. A lot of guys going to the NFL, but nobody's transferring. We already know what we've got. Oklahoma. Nobody big. What about Oregon? All draft guys. Nobody going to the transfer portal. Penn State. Sean Lee would have been cool to be in the portal. What about Rutgers? Ray Rice? Nah, Ray Rice is going to the draft. Darn it. But Kenny Britt's going to the transfer portal. That could be big. Man, the wide receiver room is going to be loaded in the portal. There are so many people in the wide receiver position that are going to the portal. It's kind of crazy, actually. What about Tejas? Colt McCoy going to the draft. Jamal Charles. I wish he would have transferred. He's going to the draft. Darn it. That would have been sick. A&M. All right. Nobody like super big. I mean, Jordan Pugh is an 88 overall. He's going to the portal. Who else? We got Toledo. You got UCF. You've got UCLA. Kyle Bosworth. Both Bosworths are transferring. UL Monroe. Where's USC? There they are. So you got anybody in big names going? Cedric Ellis going to the draft. Keith Rivers draft. But it doesn't look like Maualuga's transferring, which would have been sick. Booty's graduating. Utah. They're losing Martellus. Or I thought it was Martellus Bennett. Bryce McCain, though. Or Brian McCain, whatever his name is. Vandy. Not losing anybody big. Virginia. Chris Long's going to the draft, 1st round pick. Brandon Albert. All right. It seems like there's going to be some decent names in this portal. There's going to be some decent names in this portal. Antonio Brown in the transfer portal. We have to go unbelievably hard after Antonio Brown. It just has to happen. He needs to be wearing the scarlet and gray. And here we go. Actually, first we got to take a look at the good old-fashioned draft results. See where our boy James went. James is a 1st round pick, as he should be. Kirk Barton goes 6th round, 7th round for Larry Grant. James, it was an honor. And now let's go get your replacement. So our recruiting class, we've got 30 guys deep. So we're only going to be able to fit 5 guys on this portal. So on this board. So we're going to be very particular in who we want. Very, very particular. Who's the #1 player in the class? It's Percy Harvin, but he doesn't like our playing style. How dare you? How dare you not like our playing style? Where's he going to go? Probably Alabama. That's unbelievable. Noel Devine from West Virginia. Austin Colley's here. Greg Hardy is here. Oh, can we just bring in a bunch of guys that beat their wives? A lot of good quarterbacks. Todd Reesing, Zach Robinson. Well, we know for a fact that we want LaShawn McCoy. So we're going to add LaShawn McCoy to the board. We're going to add Greg Hardy to the board. We only have 3 spots left. We have to be very particular. We have to be very, very particular. Where is Todd Beckman going to go? Florida State, maybe. Pair up with AJ Green. There's TJ Yates down there, but we don't need a quarterback. So, running back, we've already got Shady on the board. Mike Ford. There's not really another running back that I would want to add. Wide receivers where it's going to get spicy. There's Kenny Britt. There's Devon Bess. I cannot believe that Percy doesn't like us. Where's Antonio Brown at? He's not a top prospect? What the F? Did I just pass him? No! He doesn't like our playing style? You can't be serious. The 2 best players in the class in wide receiver don't like it. Our playing style. Are you serial right now? I don't think I can change that either. We are master motivator. We have, how many skill points do we have? We have 66. Boost the complimentary visits. Oh no. Wide receiver's already maxed out. Increased chance to learn dev trait. Strategist is not helping me. No. We already have the highest tier on the wide receiver tight end deal breaker. No. Why? Cruel world. I cannot believe this is happening, man. Are we really not going to get Percy or Antonio Brown? Is that what you're telling me? I think that's what they're telling me. No. There's nothing else I can do. I don't think there's any other ability that helps my style. And all the wide receiver stuff is already maxed out on everything we check. No, that's going to help me. Program builder's probably not going to help me. Upgrade your school's best pipelines. Persuades have a... I should have used that to get James back, or have a better chance of getting James back. Portal preview. Able to see other schools' at-risk players in my school. That's kind of interesting. Archetypes are 500 coach points cheaper. Oh, that's cool. Boost starting interest. Persuades have higher rate. None of this stuff helps me, though. I need stuff to help me now, and none of this stuff helps me now. Increase annual coach reward of your program. I might as well get that. That's probably pretty useful. Oh, there's nothing I can do. We just don't... The playing style doesn't fit necessarily for Percy or Antonio Brown. That's so heartbreaking. 2 of the most awesome prospects to be available, and neither of them want to come play for me. How dare they? How dare they? Well, I guess we're going to have to move on to somebody else. I don't really want to, though. We're going after Greg Hardy. We need offensive tackle and guard. Eugene Monroe. I'll put him on the board. Andy Levitre. That could be fun. Ramon Foster. All these guys could be pretty fun. I'll put Levitre on the board. And we only have 1 more spot left. 1 more spot left. 1 singular spot is all we have to find somebody other than Percy. And oh, Major Wright's here. You know what? Let's put Major Wright on the board. All right. Well, we can't get Antonio Brown or Percy Harvin, but we can go after some pretty fun guys like LaShawn McCoy, Greg Hardy, and guys like that. So we don't even really have to scout them. We have a ton of hours. We have a ton of NIL. Let's just go all in. I mean, we might as well. They're going to be expensive. I get it. But we need to make a splash. And this is how you make a splash. This is how you do that. This is how you do it. Eugene Moore, we're going to go after him. We don't necessarily need Levitre. I think I'm going to take Levitre off the board. We'll continue to go after Major Wright. 155. Send the house on him. But that frees up one more spot to put somebody else on. Who do I want? Chase Daniel at quarterback, maybe. Who do I want? I want Percy and Antonio Brown, unfortunately. Austin Collie could be fun. Dexter Davis, Brian Anderson, Eric Norwood, Kenny Britt. Do I really need another wide receiver? I don't think so. So Austin Collie and Devon Best are probably out of the question, unfortunately. Carlos Singleton, Chase Daniel, Andrew Sendejo could be fun. We could probably use another safety. CJ Spillman. Let's go after Andrew Sendejo. Why not? That could be a fun one. So the recruiting board, let's add him and then offer him a scholarship. He's not that expensive, so we'll just go 150 and then put a full 50 piece on. So that's all we can do because we went so hard in freshman recruiting or high school recruiting that we can only go like this. So we will advance another week. We'll keep an eye on Todd Beckman and we'll keep an eye on Antonio Brown and Percy Harvin, see where they go. Maybe they'll transfer next year too. All right, we are first on everybody's board except for Sendejo, but we'll get there. How's the portal looking? Top prospects. So Percy is thinking he's leaning Alabama, but nobody's offered him a scholarship just yet. I wish I could just offer him a scholarship. Florida State for Antonio Brown. If I could just offer them a scholarship, they'd say yes. I know they would. So LaShawn McCoy, we're the only one going after him, but I will switch to a hard sell just because. Since we have all really good grades, we might as well. We'll do that. And then Greg Hardy, we're the only one going after him. So, we can't swap to a hard sell. Never mind. Eugene Moreau, we're the only one going after you. Can I switch to a hard sell on you? I can. So let's do that. Hard sell on you. Standard bearer. And then DM the player. And then Major Wright. Nobody's going after you either. We're getting lucky that nobody's going after him, but I mean, we could have had Percy and Antonio Brown on this team. Why do they not like our play style? Trust me, I'll throw the ball more. If that's what you want, I can do that. I can throw the ball as much as you want. And there we go. So Sendejo's the only one we might not get because he's got USC really hard on him for him. So we'll see what happens there. But everybody else we pretty much should be able to get. I can't even offer a scholarship to either of them. We get LaShawn McCoy hard committed. Same thing for Major Wright. But we're still battling for, wow, Sendejo said no. All right. You do you, big dog. You want to be at USC. You don't want to come play for the Buckeyes. I get it. You made the wrong choice there, son. Made the wrong choice. We're still looking on Greg Hardy and Eugene Moreau, but those two are going to commit pretty soon. Top prospects. Percy Harvin is still not offered. And Antonio Brown still let me, please, just let me toss a Scully. That's all I want to do. I just want a Scully. A Scully on Austin Collie. We get the hard commit from Eugene Moreau, but Greg Hardy's being a little bit of a diva. He's playing a little hard to get. Playing a little hard to get. He'll choose us. Nobody else is going after him, so. Percy still has no offers. Antonio Brown still has no offers. Where's Todd Beckman at? What's he doing? Is he getting recruited pretty hard? He's got no offers, but he's leaning towards Florida State, so. What a rush. All right, well, we will see what happens. We get the commitment from Greg Hardy. So we finished with a full 35 players in the class. And it's all players that are pretty sick. Pretty darn sick players. Let's go to the top here. LaShawn McCoy, what's your dev trait? It is Elite Dev. Star for Greg Hardy, Elite for Eugene Monroe, and Star for Major Wright. So we have a full, actually 34 because Sendejo didn't choose us. So 34 players are coming in. And how does the portal finish out? Percy Harvin didn't choose anywhere. But he's probably going to go to Alabama or he's back on Florida. Well, if they would have just let me get them, I would have signed them. Top classes, we're obviously the best class. We have 11 5-stars, 19 4-stars, and 4 3-stars. Good enough for the best class in the entire country. Are you shocked? I'm not. So let's get to the preseason. That's where we have to load in the next class, but I'll do that off camera. We'll end the episode here. Training results, though. Did anybody get better? Anybody get better? I do have some points that I'm going to have to spend. I'll do this off camera as well. So we'll spend these points, make all of our guys better. Our quarterbacks are not going to really get better because we're probably just going to start Pryor or somebody like that. But we got some good training points. 51 from Malcolm Jenkins is pretty sick. We brought everybody back except for James Laurinaitis. And obviously those got a couple guys that got graduated. But the team comes back. I really wish that James would have came back. But I'll spend those points off camera. That's where we're going to end it here. Hope you enjoyed it. We're going to be back with another episode pretty soon. I know this one was super long, but it's just because we went over some of the national stuff too, which I wasn't planning on doing, but we did. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share for more. Join the Juice Club. If you're excited for college football modding to be here, leave a like. Let me know down below in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.